Oh, hey! It's your friend the Wins here with my beautiful title. But we're not alone today, are we, title? No, we have some friends with us. Of course, the former champion, the wrestling encyclopedia, Vincent Kennedy Bucci, the last real analyst of Wins World. I'm trying. I got this reading program sent to me on Amazon. It's wonderful. I'll shoot the link in the comments. And on his way to Damascus, blinded by the light, the one, the only, Damaskian Lycan, aka Desmond Dagenhart. And we are not going to belabor this celebration. After all, I am your champion. But we have things to get to, and that thing to get to is a clash in Italia. And we got 5 matches, count them, 5 matches to talk about, and let's get to it. You know, last time there were some words on the show that honestly kind of irked me, friends, and I want to kind of share that with you now. The part of the show where Dez claimed that I was riding coattails. And I personally don't feel like that. But you know what? In an effort to be fair and just and merciful, we're going to do things a little bit differently. Right? For the first match, I will go first. Then, in descending order, Dez, Booch. Second match, snake draft style. If you're not familiar, you'll get familiar. Let's get to it. Match number 1, Cody versus Gunther for the undisputed WWE Championship. Look, this is really simple, guys. I'm not going to waste your time. You have important things to do. There are so many more paths that they can take with Gunther winning this match. It just makes a ton more sense for him to win. And just because I think this is going to be one of those rare PLEs where WWE, for the most part, does what makes sense, I'm going to go with Gunther to win and eventually face somebody like Randy or Sammy down the line. Damascus Des, your word, sir.
This match, I don't think it is so cut and dry because, yes, giving it to Gunther would be phenomenal. I agree the storytelling would be awesome with that, but it is almost impossible to bet against Cody Rhodes. As he says, as he's made it clear over and over and over again, easy to find, hard to beat. And he's proven it time and time again. He's lost what, 3 matches since coming back to WWE?
Roughly, yeah.
We'll stick with singles matches. I believe he has lost 3 singles matches since coming back to WWE.
Well, he's lost. Are we talking about like since WrestleMania 38? How far back we going here? But I do know. Obviously, he's a 3-time WWE champion, so he's lost twice at least. Like he's lost to Roman Reigns at 39.
Right.
He beat him at WrestleMania 40. He lost to Cena. Then he won it back from Cena. Then he lost to Drew McIntyre. Then he won it back from Drew, and then so on and so forth. So he's lost some matches, but not big ones, not ones we're counting.
Yeah, so I'm having a hard time. He lost one. I know he lost one to Lesnar. I'm having a real hard time here betting against Cody Rhodes. And I think the safe bet here is much. You see, Gunther's been running from Cody repeatedly. I think that in this particular time, and I've said before, I don't think it's time for Gunther to have another long reign. I think right now might be the time. It might be time to take the belt off of Cody. You know what? I am going to go against my gut because my gut says never vote against Cody Rhodes, just like you never vote against Roman Reigns. But I think Gunther this time around is going to take the title because otherwise I don't see what they're going to do with Gunther in the future. That's my question is what if with Cody, Cody's always got an up. You know, he's always got, well, I just lost the title. I still am in the spotlight. I'm good. But if Gunther loses here, what is next for Gunther?
Great question. I don't think anybody has a legit answer. I don't think anybody in Stanford has an answer to that question. Vincent Kennedy Bucci, we got 2 in Gunther's corner. Now is your chance to really divide and conquer here.
Yeah. And first off, I got to say, I don't know if Desmond realizes it or not, but I love the fact that you're talking about Cody Rhodes and saying the words hard time. It made me laugh. That's why I was laughing earlier. Because y'all remember Dusty Rhodes and the hard times.
Yeah.
That's
Good
right.
callback. Good
Cody
callback.
got hard times ahead. But I'm going to say this. What you guys are saying is 100% right. In a sense that Gunther should win the WWE title. In fact, I'll go as far as to say he should have won a long time ago. He should have either won the Royal Rumble or survived the Elimination Chamber. This should have been the WrestleMania moment because, again, I keep repeating it here, but I need to make my point. You just had him retire the greatest of all time. You made the guy who never gives up give up. Where do you go from there? He's been, other than AJ Styles, he's been sitting in freaking catering. They threw him in a random match with Seth Rollins that, yeah, Gunther got the win, but it meant nothing. It did nothing to help the vision, did nothing to help the storyline. And Desmond even said before about how, oh, maybe they'll use this favor to bring back Brock Lesnar. Turns out the favor was giving him a title shot. So, but here's the question. You're saying, where does Gunther go? Well, there's a place for him to go, but this loss might not help it, and that is retiring Brock at SummerSlam. That's where Gunther's going. If he does, even WWE title or no WWE title, I strongly believe that's going to happen. But then there's the wild card that I'm thinking about here, and that is, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because it would take up the whole entire show. So I'll go further into it if this happens to happen. But a certain individual who had a certain nostalgic moment in the night 1 main event of WrestleMania has not been on goddamn TV. I could go into detail about why that pisses me off, but again, it would take the whole show. So if you really want to know, call me individually, guys, and I'll tell you. But Randy Orton ain't been on TV in a while.
He's hurt.
And I'm thinking SummerSlam might be where they go. Because we talked about that. Because again, Randy Orton did not win the title at WrestleMania. He should have, but he didn't. So they're thinking, is he going to get 15 there? So that's the big question on my mind. So I don't know where my head is. So I'm literally dividing myself between these two areas. So the scenario where I see Cody beating Gunther is that Cody drops to Randy at SummerSlam, and then Gunther retires the Beast. That's the two scenarios that I see. So because that's where I see it going, and because I want that damn title back, like a baby needs mommy's, I can't say the last part. No, fuck it. Baby needs mom. I need that belt like a baby needs mommy's titty. So I am going to say, with the ultimate gamble, Cody's winning. I'll go with Cody Rhodes.
Good for you, Booch. Way to put it on the line. I dig that. And I'm going to be real mad. Obviously, this is not going to be the first match. I mean, I hope not. Oh my gosh. If this is the first match, they blew it. They blew the whole thing.
This is the world title match. It is the only world title match on the card. I believe. No.
No, there's another one. That one's probably gonna make
it could be. You could have one title match opening the show and one closing it. That would be interesting.
Yeah. It could open the show because I don't, with no disrespect to Cody, but I don't know if that one's gonna main event because the other one's got a lot of emotional stake attached to it when we get to it. But yeah,
that's interesting.
I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes because I see two possibilities for SummerSlam. So I'm, as much as I would love Gunther to do it,
I'm almost saying, I already said it. This was a hard one to call. I could see it going either way.
I know. I'm literally sitting here, but that's the only. But I'm just saying, I'm not just going with Cody so I can break the tie. I have logic for why I think Cody could win.
Oh yeah.
I want to make that clear to everybody. I'm not just. Sometimes I pick shit just to pick it so I can try to win. I'm not doing that here.
I get it. Hey, listen. Tough times call for tough decisions. And this next one could be as equal. I can't talk. Could be equally as tough. Hopefully I remember to edit that out. If not,
leave it in. Post-production loves it.
I'm the post-producer. That's the toughest part. Rhea versus Jade. Another 4 out of 5 of these matches, guys, are championship matches. About damn time, WWE. How many times recently have we seen one, maybe two? I mean, I'm not trying to crap on a good thing. This is great. Keep it up. That's what I mean. Rhea versus Jade. Desmond, followed by Booch, followed by yours truly. What say you, sir?
This is interesting. I'll be real with you. I haven't been keeping up with SmackDown.
Me either. I never do.
And I usually do. I usually watch it Saturday morning. I go back and I catch up. So I usually do better. So I don't know what the storyline's been doing with them. I need to get caught up. I need to check that out. But I know that Rhea just won from Jade. I don't see Rhea losing back to Jade right now. So Rhea Ripley is going to win this one. I am 99% sure.
Go ahead, Booch.
I'm going to go with Rhea as well, but for a different reason. I have not been following SmackDown, but I did watch Saturday night's main event, and I saw the 6-woman tag between Jade, B-Fat, and Ming-Chen against Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss. And off a distraction, I saw Jade Cargill pin the champion. So I'm thinking, if Jade's getting the pin right here, she's probably not getting it in Italy. So, based off of that, I'm going with Rhea Ripley because I feel like Rhea's not retaining, but to give Jade the illusion she could, she pins the champion in the sixth woman. That makes sense.
That's fair. What you got for us, Joey?
I'm going to be honest with y'all. I originally was going to pick Rhea, but now I'm in a tough situation because I feel like, Des, if me and you were correct on that first match, then I really need this one. But then I would be picking only to get the point, and it doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm going to go with Rhea too. I think there's nobody that can really compete with Jade right now. Like, seriously. I mean, let's think about it for a second. I mean, I could be wrong. Throw out a name or two that would make sense. I don't see it realistically.
I would enjoy AJ Lee.
Is she going to be there enough, though?
Well,
she could be.
Well, here's the thing. You also got to remember one thing. A tie works in your favor.
Mm-hmm. Always. Yep.
Not always, but just because you're the champion. That's the thing clear. You're the champ, so the tie works in your favor. It's Des and I that got to worry about.
Booch's Wrestling Encyclopedia, available at bookstores near you.
Exactly. So I'm saying Des and I have to worry about the tie. You got nothing to worry about when it comes to a tie because the belt is in your possession. So
indeed.
It's one of the things like, yeah, you might need the point, but even if you tie with one of us or we all three tie, that belt stays with you. Mm-hmm. So bear that in mind as well. You have champion's advantage going in. I know you're not used to it, but you have it.
I resemble that remark. We don't have time to belabor that point. We have more matches to talk about, and this third one is a doozy. We're getting to the big boys right now. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. And before we get to our predictions, where Bucci will go first, this is a great lead-in. Will you please explain to us the rules as they're written versus the reality of a tribal combat match? And this one's for all the marbles, for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Well, a tribal combat is basically, it's a match that involves, it's strictly bloodline members because it's about the tribe, the Samoans, the elders, everything. Basically, it's like a normal no disqualification match. Anything goes. Weapons are permitted. And the catch is, though, and this is gonna do you want me to just give the answer? Can I just lead into my prediction now? Because I'm gonna be leading in. That means not only is the World Heavyweight title on the line, in tribal combat, whoever wins, title or no title, gets the Ula Fala and the tribal chief. The acknowledge me. So that's also on the line here. That was the case with Roman and Jay. That was the case with Roman and Solo. And it's the case now with Roman and Jacob, which is why I loved on Monday Night Raw, because there's rules to tribal combat. Once you sign for tribal combat, you cannot touch each other till tribal combat. That's why when Roman said to Adam Pearce and everybody, leave us, they're like, Shouldn't we stay in Casey's place? He goes, he signed a blood oath. He can't touch me till Italy. Leave. So they talk, and then you notice after they talk, what do they do? The handshake, the hand on the arm, and the forehead touch. That is traditional tribal combat. That is like, okay, we've now signed the blood oath, because that it's not even about respect for each other. You don't have to respect the other person. It's respect for the tribe, respect for the Samoan culture, respect for the elders. That's why they had that. Because some people complain about, oh, they've been beating each other up, and then they have this moment. It's part of the tribal Samoan tradition. That's why they were behaving the way they do. It's a blood oath. The winner will now run everything. So here's what I'm going to say. I can see a scenario 100% where Jacob Fatu is the world heavyweight champion. I can see him holding that title above his head. I can see him doing that. What I cannot see, and what I think would be a bad idea for business, is him being the tribal chief. I cannot see Jacob Fatu with the Ula Fala. I cannot see Roman Reigns falling in line. It's not realistic. That would not work, and what I believe. If this was just for the world heavyweight title, I'd say Jacob Fatu all the way. But with the tribal chief involved, I look at Jacob Fatu, I see an enforcer. I don't see a leader. Or as Dusty Rhodes would say, a walk behind her. And when you walk behind and you're not a leader, the view never changes, baby. The view never changes, baby. The view never changes. So for that alone, I got to go with Roman Reigns.
Damn it, Booch. That was a brilliant impersonation of Dusty Rhodes. The American Dream would be very proud. And so would the American Nightmare, for that matter. I honestly... I'll drive by Lassiter later. I'll see if he's out front. If he's there, I'll be like, yo, check this guy. Anyway. My turn, going in order here. I think you make a lot of sense, Booch. And I had Reigns written. Having Reigns lose would be too much fun, and WWE isn't into that, so I'm going to go with Reigns.
Okay.
I disagree with you on the one part, though. I think it would be fun to shake it all up. Shake it like a snow globe, right? Have all the snow fall. That building's covered with snow for the first time in forever, and we don't know. It's like, hey, put a title on him. We'll see what happens. I don't know. If he sucks, then we can take it away at SummerSlam. But you really brought up an interesting point about tribal chief and how serious. I mean, as fans, like, listen, I'm a white guy. I don't get it, right? Fine. But they do, and it's a big deal, and there's a whole storyline around it, and they are the royal family of wrestling. You know, I know there's more than one. We get that. But that is the royal family right now. So I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. What say you, Desmond?
I think you're both full of it. I think Jacob Fatu is more charismatic, more over with the fans than the most people would have ever been at this point in his WWE career. And this heel turn, using the claw, it's great. Going to tribal combat is fine. And there's something we know, Roman Reigns is taking off in June. He's not scheduled for anything after this. And Roman said he's not going to be a part-time champion. So we're either calling Roman a liar, which I will say this, one thing he has not been, as much as he's pissed me off being a part-time champion in the past, one thing he has not been is a liar. His character has always been straightforward and true. He says he's not going to be a part-time champion and he's going away. That tells me he is not walking away with this belt. I think what we're going to see is Jacob Fatu taking over, Jacob Fatu going wild with power, and then when they do decide to bring Roman back, probably at SummerSlam, we're going to have him come back and fight back and have a second in the second tribal combat, the third and final match between him and Jacob Fatu.
I love that. Hey, I would even be willing to lose that point over that happening. Like, everything you said, I love it. I just don't think WWE is that fun. I don't think they're capable of giving us that dream. That is a fantasy. Think about it. It would shake up the entire bloodline as we know it. Jay can't handle that heat. He's not. Jacob wouldn't even. This might be a hot take, and listen, I'll take it. I'm going to say it, so I'll stand by it. I don't even think, to your point, I kind of gave him his credit, right? I think Jacob could be the tribal chief even without the championship. I think he has what it takes. He has the physical force. He has the appeal to the crowd. He's won them over. He's a Samoan werewolf. He's respected. The family's respected. I just don't think that they care enough to think that far ahead, and they're lazy. They're lazy writers. I don't think they're going to give us what we want in that regard. But
a lot of it comes down to the fact that we know that Roman's taking off.
I feel like that's chum in the water, don't you? I mean, at this point, with the age of the internet, I feel like it should be more closely guarded, because that's like a sure tell. Like, oh, LeBron James isn't starting tonight for the Lakers, so Lakers -10, no way. I'm not going to take those points. That kind of thing. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I could be. And if I am, it's going to cost me a damn point. And I'm not about that life. We got to move on. Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca for the very young yet pristine Women's Intercontinental Championship. That's crazy. I get to go first this time. Lucky me. Personally, I think Sol Ruca needs a win really bad. I didn't see the main event on Saturday. I heard there was some nonsense, some spot that didn't quite pan out for her. I will say that I think it's a little bit of a sideshow to have a referee involved as much as that Jessica girl is. I'm just gonna say it. I could be wrong. But because she needs this, man, and because we know what we have with Becky, like I said before, with the Samoan werewolf, now with Sol Ruca, put the title on her, and I didn't pick him for obvious reasons, but in this case, put the title on her and see what happens. I'm gonna go with Sol Ruca to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Desmond, what say you?
Sol Ruca's not winning this. It's too quick, too soon. She's not beating Becky Lynch. Like, that's, to me, this is a given. I love Sol Ruca. It's going to be a hell of a match. I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of it. But she is not winning this match.
Wow. Decisive. I love it. We'll see what happens. Time will tell. Vincent Kennedy Bucci, this is a big point for you.
Yes, it is. And I know you didn't see the Saturday's main event. Basically, what happened was, so Ruca went for the Soul Snatcher. Becky pulled the referee in front of her, but Becky either didn't pull as hard, there was a timing issue, and everybody's saying who to blame. I saw the tape. I think Becky made a mistake. Apparently, that makes me an asshole on Twitter, but fuck those people.
What else is new?
So Sol Ruca won by disqualification because Becky thought she was going to get the DQ win because the referee got hit. But the ref is smart enough to know that Becky pulled her in front of her because of their history. And I know about people talk about this referee getting involved. Some people like it, some people don't. The ones who don't, I can sum up in 2 words: Earl Hebner. And
Hebnerites.
So
Hebnerites everywhere.
So
They're all Hebnerites.
Earl Hebner was involved in a lot of storylines. If you're a referee and you can get involved, you can get involved. It's great to have them in there sometimes, especially if they're not afraid to call it like it is. So I'm looking at this from a lot of perspectives. So Sol Ruca got the disqualification win. Becky is clearly in a desperado situation. This is the one that stuck for me because I feel like Sol Ruca would benefit from this 100%. And I know and like I said, as someone who has followed her since NXT, she's that damn good. Like, in fact, it's weird because the Soul Snatch is one of her best moves, and she only messed it up twice, and both times were on Monday Night Raw. But both times were here. So in NXT, she got it perfectly. So I think she just needs more chemistry with the people on the main roster. I think that's really the issue. And because the women in NXT, she had great chemistry with all of them. Everybody timed it perfectly. And I normally don't like spots like that, but because it's always well timed, I love it. So it never failed until she got to the main roster. So maybe she has to get used to the ring. I don't fucking know. But the way I see it, I feel like Sol can benefit from it. Becky's done enough with this belt. I feel like there's other things you can do with Becky. And, I think Becky's at a point where she needs to put over somebody. And I feel like, for those Becky Hogan remarks start coming back. But I never called her that, but the internet does. So
I mean, she takes plenty of losses. I don't know why people make a big deal about her.
I don't
She
either.
does take a lot of L's. You're right.
They just get
Yep.
mad because when you win a lot of matches, eventually people get frustrated because
Well, it's also because her husband wrestles there. It is kind of
yeah,
I get it.
there's a lot of things. But
She was more popular than her husband for a large portion of the time.
oh, totally.
That's
Totally.
true. That's true.
2019 was the year of Becky.
Especially before the tape came out. You know,
Yeah,
all that.
okay,
Anyway.
So anyway, but yeah, so I'm gonna roll the dice. I say Soul wins it. I think it's gonna be a good shocking moment. I think it's time for Becky to pass the belt.
All right, so I've got two different matches already where I'm the only person choosing somebody. If I get both of those, I'm looking good.
There you
Oh
are.
yeah.
Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Now we are down to the last match, gentlemen, and this one. Woo! This could. So something Booch said earlier, and Des, you're going to lead this off, and I'll hand it over to you in just 1 second. But before I get there, Booch, you said something very interesting earlier about Gunther possibly retiring Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and SummerSlam is in Minnesota, right? His home
Which
state.
is where Brock's hometown is.
Okay, in Minneapolis, is that where he's from?
Yeah, it's Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's where he was originally from before he
That's
moved
great.
to Saskatchewan or whatever.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to disagree with you. I wouldn't have a month ago. And I'll get to that when it's my turn. But Desmond, Obafemi, Brock Lesnar 2.0, allegedly the biggest rematch in WWE history.
That's the way they're booking it, but it's definitely not the biggest rematch in history. It is a great rematch. It is a great scheduled thing. I didn't expect it. I thought this was going to be a one-off. And it looked amazing. I knew Brock was going to come back. I didn't think he was going to come back this soon. That being said, we're once again seeing Brock constantly kind of getting the better. We're seeing a lot of heat now, of fire in Brock that we haven't seen in a long time. And I think this is going to be very similar to how things were when he went against Cody Rhodes, where he's going to come back and there's going to be 1-1 and we're going to have a final match. I'm beginning to think that we're not going to get Gunther and Lesnar. I'm beginning to think we're going to end up with Obafemi and Lesnar 3 at SummerSlam. But to get there, Brock Lesnar has to win in Italy.
Yeah, he sure does. He sure does. Booch, is he going to get the job done? Is he tall enough to take on the task?
Absolutely. I looked at this because here's why. When I saw Brock Lesnar, he came in, he was hitting all those F5s, so he knew one wasn't going to get the job done. And again, I know Desmond sees the Oba Lesnar 3. I even said, like, if Lesnar's going to go against Gunther, he can't go in after the massive beating that he took. So I feel like Brock's going to win this, but I feel like Brock is going to survive it. This is going to be something where he comes back and he fights Obafemi, but it's not going to be like he comes in and just suplex cities him. This is going to be a fight. And because of how dominating Obafemi was, any finish can be a false finish in this match because you don't know. There might be that one fall from grace and he might kick out and Brock might kick out this time. You don't know. So there could be those crazy moments. And it reminds me of when he had the Survivor Series match where Goldberg won in 86 seconds and then Brock came back and beat him. And they built it up for months on end to WrestleMania. So I feel like the only difference is we got a month to build it here. Brock wins this and then goes to SummerSlam, jobs to Gunther, and he's done. But Brock needs that win to get in that ring with Gunther and let him know, hey, I took a beating. I didn't take the guy as seriously as I should have. I've learned my lesson. Now I'm dangerous again. It's kind of like it's like the Rocky situation where Apollo goes, last time I took the fight too lightly. This time you're going to see the real Apollo Creed. That's what I think we're going to see in Italy. It's like now we're going to see the real Brock Lesnar. The I am going to eat you alive Brock Lesnar, because I just realized this guy is not someone I can toy with. I've been toying with a lot of other people. I can't toy with this guy. I got to come in like UFC come in, like that kind of vibe. Like when you're walking to the octagon to beat Randy Couture, like that kind of Brock Lesnar needs to come out of here. It's going to be a fight. Brock's going to make Oba work for it. But in the end, Brock is going to survive somehow and get the 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be at least 5 or 6 F5s before that baby's over. So I'm going with the Beast.
I love your synopsis, Booch. I just have a couple points of disagreement. The first is, how can you, if Brock evens this series with Obafemi, move on from it and say, oh, it's tied at 1, they'll just forget about it. Now it's Brock versus Gunther at SummerSlam. It's going to be a challenge to sell the universe on that. And I'm not saying it's impossible. I just think it makes more sense for this one to be the best of 3. I mean, they've already fought once. We talked about it. It only took one of Obafemi's finishers, Oba Bomb. This would be a time to really, like, if you're gonna do this, and I also kicked around this crazy notion that I've seen online that you could really push up. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to answer your question real quick.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I asked a question.
If you want to make it a best of 3, you got 2 options before SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
You can have Oba take the 3rd win in Saudi Arabia, or if you really want to do it, July 18th is a Saturday night's main event. It's in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Want to pack the Garden? Have that 3rd series if you want it that badly. Don't need to be at SummerSlam. Put it in the Garden. Brock will make time for the Garden. It may be Saturday night's main event, may not be Saturday main event, but it's Madison Square Garden. It's literally WWE's home away from Connecticut. Like, that's the New York territory they were most known for. So you want to pack the world's most famous arena? Have that 3rd fight. If you want it, if you feel it's a necessity, you can book it there. Then he goes to SummerSlam, loses to Gunther, rides off into sunset. So, but anyway, what's your pick?
No, that was great. That was a great answer. That makes a lot of sense. I had no idea that there were 2 main events before SummerSlam. What, in August? Late August?
No. Yeah. Well, SummerSlam's in early August. It's the first and second. Okay. June 27th is Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. And July 18th is Saturday night's main event in MSG. So we have options. And Brock is known for going to Saudi, and he's known for being in Madison Square Garden. So those will be valid places for Brock to go.
So you could, and like I said, I've seen this other notion kicked around online, and it's crazy, but listen, I've seen crazy things in this world, right? Is to have Brock lose again, and you're thinking, oh my God, you can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. Then what's the point for a 3rd? Then you have Brock go hat in hand back to his hometown, really building Obafemi up, saying, listen, I can't believe I got to beat this guy. Well, let's see a really kind of neurotic side of Lesnar where, even Paulie's trying to talk him down. Like, hey, dude, it's okay. Like, it's not okay. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to go out as a champion. And this guy's making a punk out of me. Like that kind of thing. Like they could really do that. I just don't think, again, they're not thinking that deep. And for that reason, it makes sense that he needs to win the 2nd one to face Obafemi at SummerSlam in his hometown. I don't think they're going to be able to get off of this series of competition. Like I don't see it. How do you move on from Obafemi to Gunther that quick? And I know that you just explained it. I just don't see it. And for that reason, I'm out on that. I am going to also go with Brock Lesnar for different reasons to win. So to sum it up, in order to keep this, I must win or tie with these 2 gentlemen. Cody versus Gunther. I went with Gunther. Dez went with Gunther. Booch went with Cody. Rhea versus Jade. Dez went with Rhea. Booch went with Rhea. And I went with Rhea. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. Booch went with Reigns. I went with Reigns. And Desmond went against the grain and is going with the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I just think Sol Ruca needs the win. I hope she wins. I'm going with her. Desmond thinks Becky Lynch in open and shut case. No discussion needed. Booch is going with Sol Ruca. And Desmond is picking Brock Lesnar to defeat Obafemi. And so are Booch and yours truly. And with that, we have our predictions. I got to say, guys, I'm very excited because if I win on Sunday, this championship belt is going to church with me Sunday night and getting baptized.
If that belt touches water, it's going to end up over top your head.
And with that, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
You're both cursed.